NLWN-TV presents the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Now, join us as we get ready for baseball in the dugout.
Hello, and welcome to In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we're getting ready to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball as the Cavaliers step out of league play to face the always powerful Hudson River Rats. The Cavaliers are coming off a doubleheader split with the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, with the Jacks winning the opener 6-2 and the Cavs taking the nightcap 5-1 on a no-hit pitching performance by Andrew Milner. The River Rats, who finished last season 21-12 along with one tie, just opened their season yesterday in New Richmond, and we'll have that score for you during today's game. Coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the River Rats. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's perspective on today's game in the Ryan Bemnister Show. Following that, even though today's game is not a CRBL game, there is a lot of CRBL action slated for today. So we'll take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League just to see where things stand. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from historic Carson Park in Eau Claire. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout as you're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Hudson River Rats in a non-league game from Carson Park in Eau Claire. The Cavaliers are coming off a doubleheader split against the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks back on May 10th, while the River Rats opened their 2025 campaign last night in New Richmond. Now, in Game 1 of the doubleheader, the Cavaliers were led by Brayton Tillman, who went 2 for 4. The Cavaliers had a tough time getting the bats going in Game 1 as they only picked up 5 hits. Jerome Delikowski tried to get things going for the Cavs with an RBI single in the 4th inning, scoring Logan Hesselman.
And that a nice shot to left field. 1 run will score. And the Cavaliers have one on the board.
Now that was followed by Ashton Kroll hitting a sacrifice fly that was caught by Lumberjack second baseman Tyson Lucas. But his momentum away from the infield made it difficult for him to make the throw to the plate, and Riley Gopinski came in to score.
And that ball falling into short right field is caught, and the throw into the plate, not in time. And Knickerbocker scores.
That's a sacrifice ball, or sacrifice fly, being caught by the second baseman. And Knickerbocker playing it very wisely, just waiting on third for the play to be made. And that wasn't Knickerbocker. It was Kopinski running for Knickerbocker, scoring that run.
Yeah, that's right.
That, however, was all the offense the Cavaliers could muster in Game 1. Ashton Kroll did come up with a couple of dazzling defensive plays in that game. In the 1st inning, with the Lumberjacks threatening, Jacks batter Austin Miller hit a fly ball to center field, which was caught by Brayton Tillman, who then fired to his cutoff man, Kroll, who turned and fired the ball to first base to double off C.J. Varsho.
And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Getting back is Tillman. He makes a catch. Runner tags. Heading for third. And throw to first. And they got him at first. So Miller flies out to center field. And then Varsho is thrown out 8-6-3. and no score.
Then in the second inning, Kroll snagged a line drive at shortstop and raced to second to double off Preston Elger.
And the pitch. Line shot into the glove of Kroll, and he's going to take it himself at second base for the double play.
Eli Rathke took the loss on the mound, going 4 2/3 innings and giving up 5 runs, 4 of which were earned. Then in Game 2, Andrew Milner put a scare in the Cavaliers by walking the first 3 batters and then giving up a sacrifice fly to Austin Miller of the Lumberjacks, which scored Tyson Lucas. Even with those 3 opening walks, Milner only faced 27 batters to get the necessary 21 outs and striking out 13 in the process. So for the second straight year, Milner has pitched a no-hitter.
Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into center field, and it could it be? Andrew Milner has just thrown his second no-hitter in 2 years as Tillman came in and caught that one. A no-hit performance for Andrew Milner as the Cavaliers defeat the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 5-1 in Game 2 of today's doubleheader and gain the split.
At the plate, Cavalier bats seemed to come alive, producing 5 runs on 10 hits. Leading the way was Xavier Bemnister, who went 2 for 4 and tied the game with an RBI single in the 5th inning, driving in Ashton Kroll.
And another good shot, and that one is going to bounce just in front of Freed. And coming in to score a run for the Cavaliers, Ashton Kroll. Nice RBI single by Bemnister.
Securing the win in the 6th inning for the Cavs was Jerome Delikowski. With the bases loaded, pounded a base-clearing double to the warning track in center field.
Here's the wind in the pitch. Fly ball out into center field, and it's back, and it's going to be out to the warning track. This is going to clear the bases as Delikowski with a 3-run double. C.J. Varsho was playing in, and Delikowski made him pay with a 3 RBI double.
Later in that inning, Brayton Tillman drove in the Cavs' 5th run with an RBI double to right.
Now the pitch. Line shot out into right field. Fair ball down into the corner. Tillman's going to check in at second. Bemnister comes in to score. And Brayton Tillman with the double down to right field.
The Hudson River Rats just opened their season last night in New Richmond, and we hope to have that score for you during today's game. Now, last season, the Rats finished with a 21 win and 12 loss, along with 1 tie record. They returned nearly all their roster from last season. Of the players who appeared on over 20 games for the Rats, leading the way at the plate was Mitch Lewis with a .306 average. 2 players with a little more spotty playing time included Jake Busson at .440 and Teddy Donna at .350. Last season's pitching leaders were Logan Von Berge, who posted a 6-0 record in 53 1/3 innings, while posting an ERA of 1.31 and striking out 106. The Cavaliers are currently being led at the plate by Brayton Tillman, who's hitting at a .417 pace, including a triple and a double. He's followed by Xavier Bemnister, Sam Knickerbocker, and also Logan Hesselman, who are all hitting at .333. Leading pitcher thus far for the Cavaliers is Andrew Milner, who has a 1-0 record with a 1.29 ERA and a no-hitter. Eli Rathke is right behind with a 1-1 record and an ERA of 4.50. Lucas Cosley is currently sporting an ERA of 2.45 and is averaging over 1.5 strikeouts per inning pitched. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get manager Ryan Bemnister's perspective as we chat with him on The Ryan Bemnister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bembnister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bembnister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bembnister Show. You've been tuned to the Ryan Bempnister Show presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, with Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's non-league game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Hudson River Rats. Now, even though this game is not a Chippewa River Baseball League game, there's still a lot of CRBL action slated for today. So let's take a look here at how things stand in league play. Now, last Saturday, there were two CRBL doubleheaders scheduled. The Cavs and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks split their doubleheader, with the Jacks winning game 1 6-2, and the Cavs taking the nightcap 5-1. The Osseo Merchants and the Jim Falls Sturgeons squared off in a doubleheader at Grudem Field in Jim Falls, with the Sturgeons capturing the opener 5-4, and the Merchants taking the game 2 13-0. Now that leaves the CRBL standings as follows. In the North Division, in first place at 1-0 are the Cadott Red Sox. Just percentage points behind at 2-1 are the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. There is a virtual tie for third place between the 2-2 Jim Falls Sturgeons and the 1-1 Bloomer Woodticks. Both teams are a half game off the pace. In fifth place are the 0-2 Tilden Tigers, and they're 1.5 games back. In the South Division, the Eau Claire Bears hold the lead at 1-0. Tied for second and just percentage points back are the Cavaliers and the Osseo Merchants. Both are at 2-1. There is a three-way tie for fourth place with the 0-1 Augusta Athletics, Beef River Bullfrogs, and Whitehall Whitetails. Now, in addition to the Cavaliers' single non-league game with the Hudson River Rats at Carson Park, the CRBL has 4 doubleheaders scheduled for today. They include the Osseo Merchants traveling to Cadott to face the Red Sox. It will be the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks hosting the Augusta Athletics at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls, while the Bloomer Woodticks will welcome the Whitehall Whitetails in Bloomer, and the Jim Falls Sturgeons will travel to Cinder City Park in Altoona to face the Eau Claire Bears. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
We come from a long line of farmers, and there's a sense of pride, but there's also a significant amount of pressure.
Farmers have to take care of their physical and their mental health, because what's a farm without a farmer?
Watching the sun come up, that's my time. I can have a cup of coffee, and every day is a new opportunity.
That's cool.
Your hand's gotten so Yay!
Don't forget to check in on yourself. Love your mind.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile. This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more in the dugout coming right up.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today the Cavaliers will step out of league play as they're hosting the Hudson River Rats. Today's game will be a good test for the Cavaliers as the Rats are perennially a powerhouse. For example, last season, the River Rats defeated the Cavaliers twice by scores of 20-7 and 12-2. The Cavaliers have something to prove today that they can play with some of the elite teams in the area. So the Cavs are ready to take on the Hudson River Rats, and we'll have all the action of today's game for you right here on NLWN-TV. Now in just a moment I'll be joining the rest of our broadcast crew at historic Carson Park in Eau Claire as we get ready for today's non-league game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Hudson River Rats. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Stay tuned! Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Here we go, feeling the fire, Cavalier spirit,
NLWN-TV proudly presents Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. Follow the Cavaliers as they defend their Chippewa River Baseball League title.
Under the lights where legends are born, diamond warriors with heart that's worn, uniform shining, proud on the field, a title to defend, a promise revealed. Cavalier champions, hear the crowd roar, defending our title, we're hungry for more.
So now, let's go out to the ballpark in today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game.
With victory in sight and a future so bright, together we rise, Cavalier spirit in flight.
And good afternoon and welcome to Carson Park, where the Cavaliers are taking on the Hudson River Rats in a non-league game. Rick Olson here along with Dan Petschow. He's on the camera. He's also going to provide color commentary. Ben Ryder and Amanda are on the computer. Amanda's doing a little coaching of Ben to get him up to our speed, and I'm sure this will be a successful thing. And that way, Amanda, the newly graduated person, is going to handle those tough jobs of teaching an old dog new tricks. And so, Cavaliers are in the process of taking their ins and outs, and Dan, it feels more like a football game today.
Yeah, last week we were sitting up here sweating, and today I got my sweatshirt on and vest, but it's not bad out though.
No, it really isn't. And any day for baseball that it's not pouring down rain is a good day for baseball. And sometimes even when it is pouring down rain, like last week Thursday, we had a ball game over in Colfax, and we got the game in right after the storms. And
no damage to the field here in Eau Claire.
Well, by the time you got here, there wasn't. The Quick Trip sign down along the left field line.
That's right. Yeah.
The T had blown out of it, and it said Quick Rip.
That's no
and
business.
that sounded like something that would happen if I bent over too fast.
Right.
But speaking of storms and damage, there was a lot of hail in the Eau Claire and Chippewa area, and if you've got some hail damage, be careful who you contract with. There's a lot of quality local people, and one I want to mention is R Roofing. They're good at storm damage inspection and repair. They will take care of contacting your insurance company, and they'll do all kinds of things for you. So check out R Roofing. Their phone number is 715-292-8630. That's 715-292-8630. The Cavaliers have completed their ins and outs. Today, by the way, is Auto Vision Center. They are the sponsor for today's game, along with Lutheran Social Services. And so I suspect we will have some opening ceremonies with that, and we're just waiting to see what that's going to be. The River Rats are going to go out and take their ins and outs. So as we're getting ready for today's game, we're going to take a bit of a timeout. We'll come back with starting lineups and fill you in a little bit more on today's game right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday, May 21st, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Beef River Bullfrogs from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, May 21st on NLWN-TV.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
And we're back here at Carson Park, and the Cavaliers are getting ready to take on the Hudson River Rats. The Cavaliers have struggled with the River Rats the past few years, got pretty well thumped by the Rats last season, really badly over in Hudson. Not quite so bad here, but it was still pretty lopsided. In fact, the last time the Cavaliers defeated the River Rats was back on June 10th of 2022 when the Cavs came out on top 5-3. And so they're hoping they can turn the table today. Starting lineups for today's game, first of all, for the visiting Hudson River Rats. Playing catcher leading off is Mitch Lewis. Batting second at shortstop is Brandon Ducharme. Ben knows who this guy is, and he's got me straightened out. And he's on the national softball team. Then Peyton Lawrence is batting third. He's playing center field at first base, and batting cleanup is Logan Von Berge. Batting fifth out in left field, Jason Holler. Batting sixth, and I know you told me this one, I think this is correct, Jack Solheide. I got it right. All right, he's playing second base. And batting seventh at third base, Will Gillick. Batting eighth and playing right field, James Schutte. And batting ninth and pitching is Brody Von Berge. For the Cavaliers, leading off out in left field is Brayton Tillman. Batting second in center field, Xavier Bemnister. Batting third at shortstop, welcome back Hayden Erickson. He's been nursing a bit of an injury, and he's going to give her a go today. Batting fourth behind the plate, Sam Knickerbocker. Batting fifth, the extra hitter, is Carter Veith. Batting sixth and playing third base, Cade Mueller. Batting seventh and the designated hitter, Carson Windeshausen. And batting eighth at first base, Jerome Delikowski. Batting ninth at second base, Riley Gopinski. And batting 10th out in right field, Trenton Palmer. So this is the first game so far this season that the Cavaliers have taken advantage of the extra hitter rule. And the CRBL uses that rule. A lot of the teams at this caliber use that rule. If for no other reason, it has more players involved in the game, and and I can see we're going to have to let Steve out of the press box eventually. Because he just got locked into the press box because the wind kept blowing his door open and blowing his papers around. And so Steve Kent over in the other press box. And he's going to get an opportunity to try to work the controllers of the new scoreboard that's been installed at Carson Park. Scoreboard and video board. We're not using the video board today, but we are using the scoreboard. It very similar to the old one. As far it reads the same all the way across. And we are getting closer to starting this as the River Rats are taking their ins and outs. And I'll tell you what, while we get ready for opening ceremonies, let's take another brief timeout on NLWN-TV.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone, that's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need the help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
We at NLWN-TV are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking baseball. Our next game will be on Monday, May 19th when the Vikings host the Boyceville Bulldogs. Our coverage begins with the Bullpen Show, where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School baseball on Monday, May 19th.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
And we're back here at Carson Park. The Hudson River Rats just wrapping up their ins and outs, so we'll be ready to get things rolling today. Cavaliers come into today's game with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. They defeated the Whitehall Whitetails in the season opener, and then they split last weekend's doubleheader with the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. And finishing that game off in high style as Andrew Milner threw his second no-hitter in 2 years. You know, Dan, it's funny, I had not seen in person a no-hitter.
Gosh, were we close this year? There was one that was getting pretty close.
The opener was almost a combined no-hitter. They got one out in the ninth and then gave up some hits. And we did end up close to having a no. Yeah, we have almost had 2 no-hitters this year.
Yeah, you know, the CRBL really has some good hitters, and if you can do that, that's pretty good accomplishment.
Now, the umpire behind the plate today is Larry Durkop, and out on the bases is John Sumner. Dan knows Larry pretty well. I know Larry as well from back in the days when we used to drive for the shuttle.
Yeah, I feel like I got to be on good behavior.
Yeah, you've got to go drive after this game is done. Although Larry is your boss, and you did tell him that he's got to keep the game moving along because you're scheduled to drive. So if you're late for work, it's your boss's fault.
That's right.
Larry is also the person who called behind the plate in the game that we broadcast from Colfax on Thursday. And he called a pretty decent game there. And I see the Cavalier Vice President looking up and we are going to have, again, this is Auto Vision Center and Lutheran Social Services Day, and so we will have a couple of first pitch throwers as well, and they will be Paul Peterson and Trey Vavra, and also doing some talking. I know Paul Peterson is planning on doing some talking, as well as, I don't know if Trey Vavra is going to be talking or not. He is throwing out a first pitch. And umpires and managers still going through the ground rules. And Larry's probably down there trying to tell jokes.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly from when I drove the shuttle, it takes a lot to have to laugh at Larry's jokes. But that's okay, because Dan told one earlier today. I'm going to share that one. We were testing our crowd mic and wanted to get sound levels, and a couple of Carson Park geese flow by honking like they do, and it came through perfectly. And I said, thank you, Carson Park geese. And Dan said, yes, now you're going to get a bill for that one. So blame Dan for that one. We're going to turn it over to Steve Kent.
Attending this event is a privilege. With this privilege comes the responsibility to conduct oneself in a manner where the game is enjoyable for all fans and participants. Failure to behave in such a manner will result in removal from this facility. Let's remember to show pride in our teams and communities by demonstrating good sportsmanship toward all players, coaches, fans, and officials. Thank you. Foul balls are the property of Eau Claire Cavaliers Baseball Club. Please return all foul balls to the souvenir stand located on the third baseline, where you receive a $1 token good for use at the souvenir stand. As a friendly reminder, Carson Park Baseball Stadium is a non-smoking facility. If you must smoke, we ask that you please leave the stadium. Again, there's no smoking in Carson Park Baseball Stadium. Thank you. Finally, all fans, especially those in bleachers, be reminded you're at a baseball game. Foul balls enter the stands at a high rate of speed. We ask that you please remain alert at all times. Today's Lutheran Social Services Auto Vision Center starting lineups, beginning with the Hudson River Rats. Leading off and catching, number 2, Mitch Lewis. Batting second, their shortstop, number 10, Braden Ducharme. Batting third, blank center field, number 33, Peyton Lawrence. Batting forward to the first baseman, number 13, Logan Von Berg. Batting fifth and playing left field, number 11, Jason Holler. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 6, Jack Solheim. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 25, Will Jillick. Batting eighth and playing right field, number 34, James Schutte. And batting ninth, the pitcher, number 19, Brady Lundberg. The River Rats are managed by Chris LaRush. Now, the Lutheran Social Services Outpatient Center starting lineup for your Eau Claire Cavaliers. Leading off, playing left field, number 11, Brayton Tillman. Batting second, the center fielder, number 4, Xavier Bemister. Playing third and playing shortstop, number 6, the chopper, Keaton Erickson. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 35, Sam Kickerlocker. Batting fifth, the extra hitter, number 17, Carter Reed. Hitting sixth, the third baseman, number 47, Cade Bueller. Hitting seventh, the designated hitter, number 32, Carson Windishausen. Batting eighth and playing first base, number 44, the big sexy Jerome Galatonski. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 13, Riley Kapinski. Hitting 10th, the right fielder, number 22, Trenton Palmer. And pitching for the Cavaliers, number 15, Andrew Milner. The Cavaliers are managed by Mr. Bobby Ryan Dunster. He's assisted by Klein, Brian Meyer, and the Rhino, Ryan Page. Let's give a warm welcome to our officials for today's game. On the bases, Mr. John Sumner. And behind home plate, Sir Morris Durkoff. Now, would you please rise, if you're able, and remove your hats, and honor America for the singing of our national anthem by Miss Courtney Mack.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets round the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That's Courtney Mack with the national anthem, and the background singers were the Carson Park Birds. That sounds like a band if I ever heard one.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Courtney Mack and the Birds doing the national anthem. And we have some first pitch throwers.
First pitch is going to be thrown out by Mr. Paul Peterson.
Paul Peterson is going to throw out the first pitch.
I would just like to thank the Eau Claire Cavaliers and Auto Vision Center for supporting LSS. We're just very thankful. Thank you to all of you.
And Paul Peterson from Lutheran Social Services strides up to the mound. And he delivered it pretty straight, just a little bit high. And stepping onto the mound now is Trey Vavra. He winds and he delivers, and that's right down the middle. Trey Vavra hasn't lost a bit. So the Cavaliers are in the field getting ready to get this one started, and taking a look at the Cavaliers defensively. I got teams mixed up here and names in places where they don't belong.
Yeah, Milner on the mound for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I do have
today.
that.
Got that one.
So, taking a look at the Cavs defensively, now that I've got it straightened out. On third base, we have Mueller. Erickson's at short. Kapinski at second. Delikowski's over at first. Sam Knickerbocker behind the plate. Out in the outfield, it's Tillman, Bemnister, and Palmer going left to right. And Andrew Milner on the mound, fresh off his no-hit performance last Saturday against the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. That was kind of a scary start to that game, Dan. He walked 3 in a row, then gave up a sacrifice fly to fall behind 1-0. Still hadn't given up a hit, but from that point on, it was lights out.
Yeah, you know, it was just a little bit on the outside edge that he was trying to get. Didn't get it, and adjusted the game, and then came back and got the no-hitter.
So stepping up for the Hudson River Rats is Mitch Lewis. Lewis last season batted .306. River Rats are 1-0. They defeated New Richmond yesterday 7-1, and in that game Lewis went 1 for 2 with an RBI. Here's the first pitch. It's inside for ball 1. Milner into his motion, and that just missed the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. As we said last week, it sometimes takes Milner an inning to get dialed in, but once he does, that caught the inside corner. Two balls and 1 strike. Milner winds and fires. Fly ball out into left field. Tillman coming over, and he makes a catch. So 1 away. And coming up for the River Rats is Braden Descharme. And he is batting, well, came last year. Finished the season batting .600. He went 0 for 5 yesterday. And that one's right down the middle of Water Street for strike 1. It's always easier to pitch from ahead. Seems like a no-brainer, but it really makes a big difference. Here's the pitch. Here's a line drive out into left field for a base hit. And Descharme is safe on first. Peyton Lawrence stepping to the plate, the center fielder. Last season, Lawrence finished the season batting .255. Yesterday, he went 2 for 4 and scored 2 runs. Hits that one sharply out into left field.
Yeah, Hudson getting on those little inside pitches right now by Milner.
And Ducharme is at second. The River Rats have been known as a solid hitting team. Stepping up is Logan Von Berg.
First baseman, number 13, Logan Von Berg.
And Von Berg yesterday went 2 for 4, scored a run, 2 RBIs, and hit a double. There's a strike right down the middle. No balls, a strike, 1 out, 2 runners on. Milner delivers. That missed outside for a ball. Tried to get that curveball to come in, and it didn't.
You know, when he misses, he doesn't miss by much.
No. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Strike 2. Milner looking in, checking at second. And the pitch. Just a little bit low. Counts even at 2-2. And the pitch. High and inside, throw over to first. And he's back in. Delikowski thought he got him. Peyton Lawrence got a little far away there, and Knickerbocker made the throw down. And Jerome Delikowski thought he got the tag on in time.
Yeah, good throw by Sam.
Count is full with 1 out and the payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. So the bases are loaded. It's going to bring up Jason Holler. Holler went 0 for 4 yesterday against New Richmond. Finished last season batting .238. Milner delivers. That just missed the outside corner. And the pitch. Low and away, ball 2. Milner at the belt. The 2-0 pitch, check swing. Inside for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes, nowhere to put them. Jason Holler at the plate. Milner delivers. There's the get me over pitch. 3-1 is the count now. Milner looking in and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Three balls, 2 strikes. And ball 4, it's an RBI walk. As Ducharme comes in to score, and it puts the River Rats up 1-0.
Yeah, you know, like I was saying, Milner doesn't miss by much.
It takes him a minute to get dialed in, and unfortunately, digs a bit of a hole in the process. So the bases are still loaded. Lawrence at third, Von Berg at second, and Holler at first. Jack Solheide coming to the plate, the second baseman. Solheide went 1 for 5 yesterday, scored a run. That pitch is inside.
Just a little low.
Last season, Solheim hit .286. Check swing, strike called. One ball, one strike. And the pitch. High pop-up, foul territory. Knickerbocker, no, Delikowski under it. He makes the catch. And that's going to bring up Will Gillick with 2 down. Last year, Gillick hit 133. Yesterday, he went 2 for 5 and scored a run. Base is still loaded. And there's a strike called at the letters. Holler at first. Von Berg at second. Lawrence at third. Here's the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Dan was ready for that one. And you didn't bring your glove again.
I didn't. And I saw the laces on that one.
Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. He hit it hard down the third baseline.
Ball brought to you by Madison Street Auto Body, located at 430 East Madison Street in Eau Claire.
No balls, 2 strikes to Will Gillick. Milner at the belt. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Bemnister coming on, and he makes a catch. So Milner limited the damage. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and the bases were left full. So we've played a half inning, and it's the Hudson River Rats 1, and the Cavaliers coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Heading into the bottom of the first inning, taking a look at the River Rats defensively. Third base is Gillick. Ducharme is at short. Solheim at second. Logan Von Berg is at first. Lewis behind the plate. Brody Von Berg on the mound. Out in the outfield, it's Holler, Lawrence, and Schutte. Going from left to right. I'm kind of disappointed. They've got a player who's not here today that I think has the absolute perfect baseball name. And he's not here to play for us, or play in front of us today, but his name is Steele Home. And what better name could you have for a baseball player than to Steele Home? Leading things off for the Cavaliers, Brayton Tillman. And the first pitch, he chops it over to second base. It's fielded, throw over to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister. Tillman, by the way, was batting .417. Bemnister hitting .333 on the season. And the pitch. Line shot right back up the middle, and that's knocked down by Solheim. Throws to first, and they got him. A tremendous play by Solheed at second base.
Yeah.
That ball had base hit written all over it. Almost took off Von Berg's head as it went past the mound. And it went right over second base. Solheed dove for it and was able to recover and make the throw to first. Making his first appearance of the season at the plate for the Cavaliers is Caden Erickson. And he hits a hard shot out into left center field. Diving for it, can't get it. It's going to roll out to the fence. Erickson's going to check in at second base with a double, and that's the way to start your season for the Cavaliers, Caden Erickson.
Yeah, nothing fancy, just find the gap.
That's going to bring up catcher Sam Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker batting .333.
Cleanup for the Cavaliers. Catcher number 35, Sam Knickerbocker.
Von Berg at the belt. And he delivers. And Knickerbocker fouls it off on the left side. I'll say this much, Dan. The Cavs have not let a pitch go by yet. They've swung at everything and made contact with everything.
Yeah, I think both teams seeing the ball really well today.
Von Berg at the belt. And he delivers. Knickerbocker does watch that. Sure. That's the announcer's jinx, isn't it? Knickerbocker watched that one go by low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Erickson with his lead. Strike called on the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes to Sam Knickerbocker. 2 down. Caden Erickson on second. And the pitch. Ground ball down the first base line. It's caught. Flipped to Von Berg covering. Von Berg to Von Berg on that play. And Knickerbocker grounds out another spectacular play by the River Rats. And for the Cavaliers, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played inning, and it's the River Rats 1, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Back at Carson Park for Auto Vision Center Lutheran Social Services Day at Carson Park. Heading into the second inning. River Rats on top, 1-0, due up. James Shuddy, Brody Von Berg, and then back to the top of the order with Mitch Lewis. Shuddy did not play. Shooty, that's how it's pronounced. Shooty did not play yesterday, but he finished last year batting .182. That pitch is high and away for ball 1. Milner winds and delivers. That's inside, ball 2. Milner fires. Down low, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to Shooty. And that's a strike called on the outside corner. Three balls and 1 strike. And the 3-1 pitch. That's high for ball 4. That's the 3rd walk given up by Milner. It's going to bring up Brody Von Berge. Last season, Von Berg hit .273. He did not play yesterday. He's the pitcher. Runner at first, takes his lead. And there's a ground ball over to second, scooped up by Kapinski. Throw to second for 1. They can't make the relay to first because the throw was just a hair late to second, and Erickson was running into the risk of pulling his foot off the bag. So Von Berg is out on a fielder's choice. That's going to bring up Mitch Lewis. He flew out to left field his first time up. There's a strike on the inside corner. There's the pitch. That one missed inside. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Von Berg takes his lead at first. And the pitch. Line shot! Fair ball down the third baseline. Rolls into the corner. And they're sending the runner. Here comes the throw toward the plate that's cut off. And an RBI double for Mitch Lewis. That scores Von Berg. And it puts the River Rats on top, 2-0. That's going to bring up Braden Descharme. And Descharme singled to left his first time up. There's a ground ball through the hole into right field, and the runner rounds third. Throw coming to the plate, and they got him at the plate. Throw over to first, goes out into right field, but it's backed up by Palmer. Palmer made a heck of a throw into the plate to Knickerbocker. So Mitch Lewis is out 9-2 as Descharme is on a single to right field. And it's going to bring up Peyton Lawrence. He singled to left his last time up. 2 down. Pitch is outside. And the pitch. Line shot right into the glove of Gopinski, a leaping catch. We've seen some defensive baseball today. And so for the River Rats, they get 1 run on 1 hit, 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 left on base. So we have played an inning and a half, and it's the Hudson River Rats 2, Cavaliers 0 on NLWN-TV.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Back here at Carson Park, we were just looking out over the left field fence at the Osprey Nest, and there's a young'un in there that was peeking out watching the game.
There's another era of Ospreys.
As Mom and Dad are over on the next foul pole by the new scoreboard. Or light pole, I should say.
Light pole.
Stepping up for the Cavaliers, extra hitter Carter Veith. Veith batting .333. And that one missed high for a ball. Von Berg at the belt, and he delivers. There's a looper out into the outfield and right field, and Carter Veith got it just beyond the reach of the second baseman, Solheide. Tried to make another diving play. That's going to bring up Cade Mueller, making his first appearance of the season with the Cavaliers. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Veith takes his lead over at first. And the pitch. Strike two called. That was at the letters. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three. So Mueller goes down on strikes. Going to bring up Carson Windeshausen. Windeshausen batting .222 on the season. Tried really hard to put one out over the left field fence. Back against the Whitehall Whitetails. There's a fly ball out into right field. Shooty underneath, and he makes the catch. That'll bring up first baseman Jerome Delikowski. He was our Cavalier profile player today. And the pitch has a strike inside third of the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, ahead of that one.
Yeah, Von Berg pulled the string a little bit that time. And Von Berg delivers, runner goes, and Delikowski fouls it off his shin. So Carter Veith heads back over to first base. No balls, two strikes, two down. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three. So for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the second, there were no runs, one hit, no errors, one left on. We've played 2, and it's the River Rats 2 and the Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday, May 21st, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Beef River Bullfrogs from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, May 21st on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
And we're looking out across the center field fence, and Chippewa Valley Museum is just beyond the tree line over there. Summer hours at the Chippewa Valley Museum begin on May 31st. Check out cvmuseum.com for more information. Also, from Armed Forces Day, which was yesterday, all the way through Labor Day, Chippewa Valley Museum is participating in the National Blue Star Museums program, which is presented through the National Endowment for the Arts and Blue Star Families, and through Blue Star Museums, active duty military personnel, including National Guard, and Reserves, and their families, get free admission. So you get free admission to the Chippewa Valley Museum if you're active duty military. That pitch is high. Evens the count at 1-1 to Logan Von Berg, who drew a walk his first time up. Strike called on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That just missed. A big sweeper that time. Went from outside to missing inside. And the 2-2 pitch. That's high for ball 3. Here's the pitch. That missed outside for ball 4.
Tried to work the edges again and just missed.
That's the 4th free pass given up by Milner. That'll bring up Jason Holler, who also drew a walk. It was an RBI walk back in the first inning. And the pitch. Just a little bit high. That was almost a pitch out that time. I think they thought possibly Von Berg was going to go. Von Berg takes his lead, and the pitch. That missed high. It was right over the middle of the plate, but it missed high.
I haven't seen Millie throw one bad pitch. Just a little bit off.
2 balls, no strikes. Swing and a miss. There we go. We get a little sunshine coming out, and look what happens. Milner starts to throw strikes. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Jason Holler. Milner at the belt. And the 2-2 pitch. That's outside. The count is full. He's had a number of full counts today. And the payoff pitch. That's high for ball 4. That's going to bring up Jack Solheide, who fouled out Delikowski. his first time up. And he shows bunt. The pitch is high. Took it for a ball. And Dan, that's what I've always understood. If you see a guy declare bunt, you want to come high because good chance they're going to pop it up.
Pop it up.
Shows it, and that's exactly what happened. And Knickerbocker went out and caught it. That's how you're supposed to do it right there.
Yeah, good job by number 13 for the Cavs, Riley Gapinski, to get over and cover for Delikowski at first.
Will Gillick at the plate. He flew out to center field to end the first inning. Strike called at the letters. Milner looks over at second. And there's a fly ball out into center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Runners only get a chance to advance one. They kind of had to hold up a little bit.
Yeah, just too long a run for Bedminster.
That'll bring it up James Schutte, who walked and then was out on a fielder's choice back in the second inning. We're in the third. And the pitch. That's high and inside. One ball, no strikes, bases loaded. There's a fly ball out towards right field. That may score a run. Palmer makes the catch. Throw comes in. And the ball got away from Knickerbocker, backed up by Milner. That was going to be a close play at the plate. I think he beat it anyway. So Schutte gets a sacrifice fly. As Von Berg comes in to score, puts Holler over on third, and Gillick is on second with two down, and Brody Von Berg is up. Check swing high for a ball.
Peeled onto the second base.
Milner delivers. Just missed the inside corner that time. 2 balls, no strikes. Strike called at the letters. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 down, 2 on. And the 2-1 pitch. Miss low. Hitter's pitch here for Von Berg. He grounded into a fielder's choice last time up. And the pitch. Foul back. Count goes full.
Looks like Lucas Costley walking down to the Cavs bullpen.
That's what I see. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. And that's high and away, ball 4. That loads the bases. It's the 3rd walk given up this inning by Milner. Back to the top of the order, Mitch Lewis, who doubled his last time up. Here's the pitch. High and inside. Oh, he called it a strike. Caught that inside corner. And the pitch. That one's inside. That one just about polished his belt buckle.
Yeah, Miller likes to work the edges.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's high for a ball. Milner at the belt, and the 2-1 pitch. Strike 2 called. Milner has no strikeouts yet. He leads the team, or last year led the team in strikeouts. There's a pop-up in the infield, coming in and making the catch is Kapinski. So, for the River Rats, they pick up a run on 1 hit. There were no Cavalier errors, and 3 were left on base. So we've played 2.5, and Hudson's trying to build the picket fence as they lead 3-0 on NLWN-TV.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
Being a cowboy, well, I don't know anything different. I had a very successful career. Life was fast. I was preparing physically. I wasn't doing anything mentally. And then I got hurt. I dug into mental health. I wanted to be better as a person. I start my day with a workout. I live life 8 seconds at a time. Find a place to stop and just breathe. Love your mind.
So we're going to go into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Cavaliers need some base runners. They need to get some runs across. Due up for the Cavaliers. Second baseman Riley Gapinski. He'll be followed by Trenton Palmer and then Brayton Tillman. Gapinski batting .250 on the season. And that pitch is in the dirt.
Knocked the catcher right over.
Yeah, it did. Lewis ended up landing on his wallet. And the pitch. Ground ball over towards short. Scooped up there by Ducharme, and he throws it to first. And Kapinski is out. It's going to bring up Trenton Palmer. Palmer still looking for his first hit of the season.
Cavaliers, the right fielder, number 22, Trenton Palmer.
And that pitch is inside for a ball. And it's a chopper foul down the third base line. And the pitch. Check swing, strike called. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And time called. And that one's back to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And ball 3 is the call. Strike called. Palmer goes down looking. That's going to bring up Brayton Tillman with 2 down. Tillman grounded to second his last time up. Pitches inside for a ball. Swing and a miss. Counts even at 1-1. And there's a pop-up. The infield so high under. No, Ducharme comes over and he makes the catch. So for the Cavaliers, they go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. So we've completed 3 innings, and it's the Hudson Riverettes 3, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
And we have a new pitcher for the Cavaliers, Lucas Costley on the mound. Milner went 3 innings, gave up 3 runs. They're all earned. 5 hits, did not strike anybody out, and walked 6. Kind of an unusual performance by Milner today. Taking a look at some other CRBL scores. In the 6th inning, the Jim Falls Sturgeons and Eau Claire Bears are all knotted up at 2 each. In the 6th inning also, the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks are leading the Augusta Athletics 9-0. Osseo Merchants leading the Cadott Red Sox in the 4th inning 7-4. And the Whitehall Whitetails are on top of the Bloomer Woodticks 7-0, and that's in the 6th. Those are all game 1 of doubleheaders. So Lucas Costley on the mound for the Cavaliers. He's got 3 innings in so far this year, or 3 2/3 with a 2.45 earned run average. It's early in the season. Opponents have a batting average of 143 against him. And leading off, Brandon Ducharme. Costley delivers. High pop up in the infield. Erickson's underneath. And he makes a catch. Good thing the clouds are starting to thin out. That one could have brought rain, Dan.
Yeah, went out of my view.
That's going to bring up Peyton Lawrence Lawrence singled to left and lined to second. And the pitch. Strike called. No balls and one strike. Costley delivers strike two. That was a bender.
Yeah, good curveball there.
Costley at the belt. The 0-2 pitch. That one missed. Kind of came sidearm that time.
Yeah.
Little different motion, not a Costley.
Didn't miss by much.
Costley wheels and deals. Fly ball out into center field. Bemnister ranges over and makes the catch. 2 down. It's going to bring up Logan Von Berg. Von Berg does not have an official time at bat yet. He's walked twice, scored a run.
First baseman, Logan Von Berg.
And the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner, and Von Berg can't believe it. Just caught that front tip of the corner. Costley delivers. Strike two on the inside third. Now he's got Von Berg very confused down there.
Big curveball there.
Costley looking in. He's at the belt. And he delivers. Fouled away. Nice piece of hitting that time by Von Berg to protect the plate. At the belt. And the delivery. Inside. One ball, two strikes. Lucas Costley looking in for the sign. And he delivers. Fly ball out into center field. It's going to fall in. Bemnister gets it back into the infield quickly. So Von Berg at first. That's going to bring up Jason Holler, who also does not have an official at bat. He's walked twice. Picked up an RBI the first time. There's a strike at the letters. That one was right down the middle of Water Street. And the pitch. Ground ball over to first. Delikowski scoops it up, steps on the bag for the third out. So for the River Rats, no runs, one hit, no errors, one left. We've played 3.5, and it's the River Rats 3 and the Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
We head into the bottom half of the fourth inning. Xavier Bemnister leading things off for the Cavaliers, who'll be followed by Caden Erickson and Sam Knickerbocker. Bemnister grounded to second his first time up. And the pitch, down low for a ball. And the pitch, it's inside for ball two. Sun went and ducked behind a cloud again. It got chilly again up here.
Springtime in Wisconsin.
It's always an adventure, isn't it? Ground ball over to short, scooped up, and throw over to first in time. It's going to bring up Caden Erickson. Erickson doubled his first time up. Out to the left center field wall. One of two hits for the Cavaliers today. Erickson with that wide open stance. And there's a shot that's going to fall in for a base hit. He's got a two-hit day going. It's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker grounded the ball over toward first, who had to... First baseman Logan Von Berg had to dive for it, and so then he flipped it over to Brody Von Berg for the out. And another one right down that first base line. This time it was foul. Erickson with a slight lead at first. That pitch is outside. One ball and one strike. And the pitch. That's inside. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch, inside, ball 3.
Hitter's pitcher.
And there's a high hopper over to second, flip to short for 1, throw to first, in time. That's a 4-6-3 double play. And that retires the Cavaliers with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 4, and it's Hudson 3 and the Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/act now.
The roar of our engines,
The pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
We go to the 5th inning. Cavaliers still trailing 3-0. Cavaliers need to start clustering some hits together, but they got to play some defense here and keep the River Rats off the board. Lucas Costley starting his 2nd inning of work. And due up for the River Rats, Jack Solheide, Will Gillick, and James Schutte.
Off the top of the cliff for the Rats, second baseman Jack Solheide.
Costley looks in for the sign. And the pitch. Strike called at the letters to Jack Solheide. Solheide fouled out to Delikowski and then popped out on an attempted bunt to Knickerbocker. There's the pitch. Ground ball fielded by Costley. Flip over to first in time. That'll bring up Will Gillick. Gillick is 1 for 2. Flew out to center field and then singled to center field. Fly ball, that's deep left field. Foul ball by about 6 feet.
Yeah, that kind of just hung out there.
The Cadott Red Sox have tied it up against the Osseo Merchants. They're tied at 7 in the 5th inning. And there's a strike. 2 strikes, no balls. Will Gillick at the plate, 1 out. Costley delivers. That's high and inside for a ball. And the 1-2 pitch. That's outside for a ball. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 3. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Gillick strikes out. It's going to bring up James Schutte with 2 down. Schutte walked and then hit a sacrifice fly to right field that drove in Logan Von Berg. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Lucas Costley just rearing back and firing. We do have some more activity going on down in the Cavalier bullpen. Swing and a miss, strike two. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. That's a fly ball out toward left field. Tillman underneath, and he makes a catch. So for the Riverettes, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and we have played 4.5, and it's the Riverettes 3, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
So we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cavaliers looking to get some base runners going. Carter Veith coming to the plate. He singled his last time up. And the pitch is high for a ball. Brody Von Berg has gone the distance so far for the Riverettes. Strike called on the outside corner. That was low. Two balls, 1 strike to Carter Veith. Check swing, but he went. Counts even at 2-2. We have Bryson Gash warming up a little bit down in the Cavalier bullpen, but he's completed that now. Check swing, and he went through. So Carter Veith goes down on strikes. That'll bring up Cade Mueller, struck out his first time up.
Third baseman, Cade Mueller.
And there's a strike on the outside corner. Von Berg at the belt, and he delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Time he chased one that was outside. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. And the pitch. That's in the dirt for a ball. And the 1-2 pitch. Inside, counts even at 2-2. And that one's outside, so the count goes full.
I think they thought it was strike 3.
Brody Von Berg starts his motion, and it's outside for ball 4. Cade Mueller draws the walk. That's the first walk given up by Von Berg. And thank you, Ben, for running down and getting that hamburger. That just took care of that empty growliness that was happening. Carson Windeshausen fouls one off on the first base side. Cadott Red Sox have moved ahead of the Osseo Merchants, 8-7. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Throw to first and back in time is Mueller. They're in the 6th game of that game with Osseo and Cadott. That's over in Cadott. Strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, good curveball there by Hudson.
So Windeshausen goes down looking, brings up Jerome Delikowski, who struck out his last time up.
Big cut there by Jerome.
So, no balls and a strike. And the pitch. That one's in the dirt. It gets away back to the backstop. And down to second goes Mueller on the wild pitch. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Delikowski.
Yeah, so Cavs get a guy in scoring position.
And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts even at 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, but the ball gets dropped. Throw down to first. Oh. And Delikowski safe, and a run comes in to score. Logan Von Berg dropped the throw, and Delikowski beat it out.
Yeah, they took it a little relax there, and it wasn't the greatest throw from the pitcher.
I think we're going to get a pinch runner in for Delikowski, and we are. So that goes down as a strikeout with an error on the catcher. And then coming in to run for Delikowski is Logan Hesselman.
Logan Hesselman, hot man for the Cavaliers, second baseman Riley Lupinski.
And coming in to score was Carter Veith. Swing and a miss by Riley Gopinski. Grounded to short his last time up. 2 down. Cavaliers on the board. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. Runner goes, pitches outside, throw down to second. It goes out into center field, but it's backed up by Descharmes. But down to second goes Hesselman. One ball and 2 strikes to Gopinski. And Kopinski goes down looking. But the Cavaliers do pick up 1 run on no hits. There was 1 error and 1 left on base. So, check that was Mueller that came in and scored, not Veith. But anyway, it's the Hudson River Rats 3, Cavaliers 1 on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
Back here, we've got some defensive changes for the Cavaliers. Out in center field right now is Diego Casito, I think is how it's said.
With a K. Casito.
Casito, all right. And over at first base is Logan Hesselman. Lucas Costley still on the mound for the Cavs. And he delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Brody Von Berg. And the pitch. That just missed low. Final in from Altoona. It was the Eau Claire Bears defeating the Jim Fall Sturgeons 4-2. Just about to go final in Chippewa, as the Lumberjacks are leading the Augusta Athletics 9-0. And that's a foul into the screen.
That ball brought to you by Madison Street Auto Body. Provide auto repair, auto body repair, full equipment repair, and towing services.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball out towards center field. Drifting back as Kopinski makes a leaping. It's not Kopinski.
28. Number 28.
It's Ashton Kroll made a leaping catch out there. He's in that second base. And it was a spectacular defensive play as Von Berge pops out to second. That pitch missed, as it was to Mitch Lewis, the catcher. Lewis is 1 for 3, but that one was a nice one, doubled down into the left field corner. Strike called at the letters. Here's the wind in the pitch. Strike on the outside corner.
Just tried that one a few times. Finally got the call.
Costley delivers the 1-2 pitch. Foul back into the screen. And the pitch. Missed outside for a ball. Count is now full to Mitch Lewis. Cosley delivers. Strike called. Lewis committed the sin. Took off for first base, assuming the third strike, and it came back and burned him.
Yeah, they'll get on that one every time.
Carter Veith is now over at third base. For the Cavaliers. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, foul down the first baseline.
We got no first baseman, too.
Yeah, that's Hesselman.
Okay.
And a strike called to Braden Descharme. He's 2 for 3. He's got a couple singles, and then he popped a short. Pitch is high. And a high hopper over towards second, and can't quite pick it up that time was Ashton Kroll. And they gave him an infield hit on that. So runner on first with 2 down. Peyton Lawrence at the plate. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Lawrence is 1 for 3 with a single to left. Line to second and a fly out to center field. And the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. There's the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. So for the River Rats, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. And we've played 5.5, and it's the River Rats 3, Cavaliers 1 on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749.
So we're heading into the 6th inning, bottom of 6th. Cavaliers need to get a couple runs. Sun is back out on the field. Kind of a cool and chilly day. You know, 3 days ago we were in the mid 80s. Now we'll be lucky to get to 60.
I have to admit, I turned the electric blanket on last night.
Diego Caicedo is at the plate, with making his first appearance at the plate as a Cavalier. And it's a strike called. Caicedo is in for Palmer. And there's strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch outside for a ball. One ball and 2 strikes to Diego Caicedo. And he fouls that one off. Back to the net. And the pitch swung on a miss, strike 3. That'll bring up Brayton Tillman. Tillman's 0 for 2. Grounded to second and popped to short. And that pitch gets fouled away. Von Berg at the belt. And the 0-1 pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. And the pitch. That one's fouled back into the screen.
I don't know if I can see that one or not.
Dan's going to try to climb out and...
I don't know where it went. You know what? I think I went out the gap and right out the back.
And that pitch is outside. A ball and 2 strikes.
Oh, no, I'm not crawling out there. Oh. Ken would crawl out there, though.
One ball, 2 strikes. And there's a ground ball. Knocked down, throw to first, and he beat it. Infield hit for Brayton Tillman. A really nice play over at second base by Solheide. He dove, he got the ball, and made a very close play. So, Xavier Bemnister comes to the plate. And the first pitch was a called strike. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes, runner on first. And the pitch. Check swing, strike 3 called. That'll bring up Caden Erickson. Erickson's 2 for 2. He doubled to the warning track in center field and then singled to center field. That pitch is outside. Knocked down by Lewis, but he kept it right there with him, so Tillman didn't have a chance to advance. But Tillman takes his lead at first. Tillman goes, throw down to second, and in safely is Tillman. Pitch was a called strike. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Caden Erickson. Tillman in scoring position with 2 out. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for a strike. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 down. Brayton Tillman on second. Von Berg checking at second and now delivers. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. And Erickson goes down looking. So, Cavaliers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 6 innings, and it's the Hudson River Rats 3 and the Cavaliers 1 on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
And this reminder that the summer hours at Chippewa Valley Museum will begin on May 31st, so check out cvmuseum.com for more information. Hey fans, if you had some hail damage due to the storms last Thursday, make sure you give our roofing a call, 715-292-8630. That's 715-292-8630. They'll be glad to come out and inspect your roof and see if you need any work done, and they'll take care of that as well. And they're local. And they're trustworthy. So get a hold of our roofing. Again, that's 715-292-8630. Out in right field for the Cavaliers is Aiden Ecker making his first. Oh, I take that back. That's Carson Windeshausen out there. It looked like a 12, but no, it's a 32. And I'm looking to see if there's any other changes. Ryan Hull is out in left field. So Casado is in center. Windeshausen is out in right.
First baseman, Logan Von Berg.
That's going to bring up Logan Von Berg. He's 1 for 1. Singled. Also drew a couple walks. That pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. That missed. And the pitch inside. 3 balls, no strikes to Logan Von Berg. And there's ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Von Berg.
Left fielder, Jason Holler.
And I think we mentioned Bryson Gash is on the mound for the Cavaliers. Shows bunt, doesn't offer. Jason Holler at the plate. And there's a strike. Gash peeks over at first. And he delivers. Runner goes. Bunt is down the first baseline. Gash picks it up, flips it to first for one. Von Berg moves over to second, so it's a sacrifice bunt. Von Berg on second. One out. Jack Solheim coming to the plate. He's 0 for 3. Fouled out to Delikowski, then popped out to Knickerbocker, and grounded back to the pitcher. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. That pitch is outside for a ball. And the pitch, outside, ball 2. And there's a pop-up into shallow right field. Windeshausen is under it. He makes the catch. And it's not deep enough for Logan Von Berg to advance. So with 2 down, that brings up Will Gillick. He's 1 for 3. Flew out to center field. Singled to center field. And went down on strikes. Numbers are in on Costley. And the first pitch is a called strike. Costley went 3 innings, gave up no runs, 2 hits, did not walk anybody, struck out 3. Check swing, strike called on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. And the delivery, that's outside. Knickerbocker did a nice job of getting his glove on that one. Here's the pitch. Just missed low. I think Gash thought he had that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, Logan Von Berg on second. And the pitch. And that was high for a ball. That's 2 in a row that Gash thought he got strike 3. And the pitch. That's ball 4. He walked him. So Gillick's on first. Brings up James Schutte.
Regular James. Ready. Schutte.
Schutte is 0 for 1. He flew out to left field his last time up. He also had a sacrifice fly and drew a walk. There's a strike on the outside corner. And the pitch. That missed outside. And a strike called. And a chop foul down the first baseline. They've gone final in Cadott. It was the Red Sox 8 and the Osseo Merchants 7.
Yeah, we saw the Red Sox last year, and they're a pretty good team.
They're really coming on. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. Traveling time now for Von Berg and for Gillick. Full count, 2 down. Runners go, and it's fouled. Count holds at 3-2. And the pitch. High pop up right over the top of us. And the count holds at 3-2. And the pitch. That's outside for ball 4. Good piece of hitting that time by Schutte. Hanging tough, fouling the ball away. That's going to bring up Brody Von Berg. 0 for 2. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Bases loaded now. 2 down. There's a shot out into right field, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Good thing that was foul. That would have probably cleared the bases. At least 2 would have scored.
Got to spilt the beer out there if somebody is sitting there.
That's true.
Right into the chairs.
That pitch just missed outside. And there's a ground ball over to short. Erickson gets his glove on it but can't make the play. It's going to be an infield hit, and it drives in 2 runs. So Von Berg comes in to score, as does Will Gillick. Runners at first and second, now pitches outside. Schutte's at second. Brody Von Berg is on first. Mitch Lewis at the plate. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And there's a ground ball over to second, flip to short, and they're out of the inning finally. So Mitch Lewis grounds out gets out on a fielder's choice, which went 4-6. So for the River Rats, 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. We've completed 6.5. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, and it's the Hudson River Rats 5, Cavaliers 1 on NLWN-TV.
We at NLWN-TV are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking baseball. Our next game will be on Monday, May 19th when the Vikings host the Boyceville Bulldogs. Our coverage begins with the Bullpen Show, where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School baseball on Monday, May 19th.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday, May 21st, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Beef River Bullfrogs from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, May 21st on NLWN-TV.
Going into the bottom of the 7th inning, leading off for the Cavaliers, Sam Knickerbocker, and the first pitch is down low for a ball. A little bit of action going on down in the Cavalier bullpen. And it's a strike called to Knickerbocker. 1 ball, 1 strike. Whoever's warming up down there is wearing his warm-up jacket, and so we can't tell who he is. And the pitch inside. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Check swing inside. Count goes full to Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker's 0 for 2. Grounded to first, and also grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. Sam led the team in hitting last year. And the pitch. There's a shot out into right field for a base hit. So the leadoff runner or leadoff hitter is on for the Cavaliers, and up steps third baseman Carter Veith.
The extra hitter, Carter Veith.
The first pitch to Veith is called strike at the letters. No balls, 2 strikes to Carter Veith. And the pitch. Check swing inside. Aiden Ecker is warming up in the bullpen for the Cavaliers. And the pitch. Pop foul. That's going to go out of play on the right side.
That ball brought to you by Auto Vision Center. With free estimates and a lifetime workmanship warranty. We're open Monday through Friday at 8 a.m.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Carter Veith at the plate. Vonberg delivers. Check swing down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Strike called. And Veith goes down looking. That brings up Cade Mueller, who's now the extra hitter. Mueller's 0 for 1, struck out. He also drew a walk. Pitch is down low. Mueller just completed a season with the Eau Claire Blue Goals. The ball gets away from Lewis and down to second goes Knickerbocker.
That's home base brought to you by Westside Bar and Grill, located at 1807 North Claremont Avenue. Find the menu at westsidebarandgrillbc.com.
Von Berg delivers. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike to Cade Mueller. And a ground ball down the first baseline, fair. Runner rounds third, that's Knickerbocker. He's going to come in to score. And Mueller checks into second on a seeing eye double. And that's going to bring up Carson Windeshausen.
Yeah, that's just being patient at the plate.
That was a seeing eyeball, just barely stayed fair.
Designated hitter, Carson Windeshausen.
As we mentioned early, back in the first game of the season, Windeshausen thought he had a home run. I thought he had a home run.
I did. Yeah.
But it bounced off the top of the fence and came back into play. That one's fouled away. Right over by that Northwestern Bank sign. White baseball against a white background. Sometimes it's hard to see. Windeshausen thought he had one. He was in his home run trot when all of a sudden the ball came in and they got him out as he tried to dive back into first. There's a ground ball. Bobbled a little bit, and they get Windeshausen at first. Descharmes stayed with it as Mueller kind of stopped in front of him just to give him a little bit of, like you would with a hockey goalie, just keep his eyes off it.
First baseman, Logan Hesselman.
So with 2 down, that brings up Logan Hesselman. He was in running for Delikowski a little earlier. Now they're going to have a catcher. Lewis goes out to talk with Von Berg. So Hesselman at the plate. There's a fly ball out into left field. It's going to find the hole. It stayed fair. Run comes in to score. Hesselman takes a big turn at first, but decides to wait there. But an RBI single by Logan Hesselman.
Yeah, and just like that, the Cavs are in business.
That scored Mueller. And it's going to bring up Ashton Kroll. He's playing second base. And there's a strike called. Cavaliers trail by 2 in the 7th. And the pitch. Foul tip back into the glove. And the pitch. Strike called, and Kroll goes down looking. So, Cavaliers pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 left on base. So we've played 7, and it's the River Rats 5, Cavaliers 3 on NLWN-TV.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
So we go to the 8th inning. Cavaliers trailing by 2, 5-3. On the mound for the Cavaliers is still Bryson Gash. And the River Rats due up are Braden Descharme, Peyton Lawrence, and Logan Von Berg. Descharme is 3 for 4. Is that a good day at the plate? Strike called on the inside corner. Single to the left, single to right, and got an infield hit over by second base. There's a foul off on the left side. No balls and 2 strikes. He did pop out to short once. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 1 down brings up Peyton Lawrence. Lawrence is 1 for 4. Single to left. Pitch is high for a ball. And the pitch. Strike called at the letters.
Action in the Cavs bullpen.
That pitch missed for a ball. 2 balls and a strike.
Who do we say that was? Eckert?
Well, check his number, see if that's the same. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Number 1.
Well, that would be Cooper Dykes. Count is now full. And the payoff pitch. Pop up out into shallow right field. Moving back is Kroll, and he makes the catch. So with 2 down, that brings up Logan Von Berg, who's been kind of a pain in the side for the Cavaliers. He's walked 3 times, scored twice, and also singled to center field. And there's a strike at the knees. And that pitch gets away from Knickerbocker. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, that was inside. Von Berg had to dance out of the way of that one. And the pitch. Strike called. Von Berg gave up on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And the 2-2 pitch. That's outside. Count goes full. And the pitch. Inside for ball 4. That's a 4th walk of the day for Logan Von Berg. It's going to bring up Jason Holler. He's walked twice, laid down a sacrifice bunt, and then grounded to the first baseman. Two down, runner on first. There's a shot out into right field for a base hit. Windeshausen gets it back into the infield. That's going to bring up Jack Solheide.
Second baseman, Jack Solheide.
And the pitch. Strike called. No balls and a strike. That's outside, throw down to first. And runner moved over to third. As that was Von Berg, got over to third as Holler was safe back at first. Throw was a little bit high and Hesselman couldn't hang on to it. There's a fly ball out into deep left field, but getting under it is Ryan Hull, and he made the catch. So, for the River Rats, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 were left on base. So, we've played 7.5, and it's the Hudson River Rats 5 and the Cavaliers 3 on NLWN-TV.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now, I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Diego Casado making his second appearance at the plate. He struck out his first time up. And that one got him. That brings the tying run to the plate at the top of the order with check that, Ryan Hull. Ryan Hull. New member of the Cavaliers this season. And it's a strike on the outside corner. Xavier Bemnister on deck. Runner goes, And it's fouled back off the screen in front of the River Rat dugout. So no balls, 2 strikes to Hull. And the pitch. That's high and inside. A ball and 2 strikes. Casado takes his lead. He goes, and it's a ground ball over towards short. 2 hops, throw over to first. It's in time, but Casado moves over to second. That's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister. Bemnister's 0 for 3 today, so he's due. Von Berg delivers. It's outside for a ball. A ball and no strikes. 1 out. Casado at second. And the pitch. Ground ball over to first. He's going to take it himself. Casado moves over to third. That's going to bring up Caden Erickson, 2 for 3. Double and a single, both to center field. Then he went down looking. And it's down low for a ball. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the inside edge.
Yeah, good curveball there.
Von Berg at the belt, looks over at third, and now delivers. Erickson loops one out, and it's going to be caught by Solheim for the 3rd out. So, for the Cavaliers, no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. Well, we've played 8, and it's the River Rats 5, Cavaliers 3 on NLWN-TV.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
We at NLWN-TV are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking baseball. Our next game will be on Monday, May 19th when the Vikings host the Boyceville Bulldogs. Our coverage begins with the Bullpen Show, where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School baseball on Monday, May 19th.
So we head to the 9th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Cavaliers is Aiden Ecker. Bryson Gash went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs. They were both earned on 2 hits. He did walk 4 and struck out 1. So the one thing we are getting to do today is see a bunch of the Cavaliers pitching staff as they get tuned up for the next CRBL contest, which will be on Wednesday against the Beef River Bullfrogs from right here at Carson Park. And of course, we will have that for you with the Dugout Show starting at 6:30. Leading off is Will Gillick in the top of the ninth, and that pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. Aiden Ecker on the mound. And the pitch. There's strike two. Throwing hard. Ecker winds and delivers. There's a fly ball out towards center field. Casado comes in and makes the catch. Casado. You say Casado, I say Casado. That's going to bring up James Schutte. Schutte's walked a couple times. His sacrifice fly and flew out to left. Pitch is high for a ball.
Shout out to our Florida viewers today.
And there's a strike call. Do you know where they are in Florida?
I don't.
And the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And that pitch is down low. And Schutte goes down on strikes. That's going to bring up Brody Von Berg.
Pitching for the River Rats, 25, Kurt Solheim.
First pitch was a called ball. And the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. And a swing and a miss for strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Aiden Ecker out there throwing hard. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the ninth. And it's the River Rats 5, Cavaliers 3 on NLWN-TV.
Losing the fear of looking foolish comes with age.
Who did you steal him from?
Losing your way in your own home doesn't. Confusion with time and place may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Mom, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
Being a cowboy, well, I don't know anything different.
I had a very successful career. Life was fast. I was preparing physically. I wasn't doing anything mentally. And then I got hurt. I dug into mental health. I wanted to be better as a person. I start my day with a workout. I live life 8 seconds at a time. Find a place to stop and just breathe. Love your mind.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
We have a little bit of musical chairs going on by the River Rats. Now on the mound is Jack Solheide. And the first pitch is outside for a ball to Sam Knickerbocker. Out in left field is Kyler Hove. He'll be in Brady Von Berg's spot in the batting order. Mitch Lewis is now playing second base. Peyton Lawrence is now behind the plate. And there's a hard shot out into right field, and Knickerbocker gets on with a base hit. That's his second hit of the day. That'll bring up Carter Veith, who's 1 for 3. And we're going to get a courtesy runner in for Knickerbocker. And that's Dykes in there running for him. Cooper Dykes. So Carter Veith at the plate. And the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Solheide at the belt. And he delivers. Strike called on the outside corner. And the pitch. That's outside. It's in the dirt, and it gets past Lawrence, and down to second goes Cooper Dykes. Veith steps back in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Veith represents the tying run. Solheide at the belt. Peeks over at second and delivers. Ground ball over to short, knocked down, and they're not going to have a play, and the tying run is on. That's going to be an infield hit. Moves Dykes over to third. And that brings up Cade Mueller, who doubled his last time up. And he follows it back into the screen. And that one missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing, foul tipped. Back into the glove. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Cade Mueller. Carson Windeshausen on deck. And the pitch. Strike 3 call. Mueller goes down looking. That brings up Carson Windeshausen with 1 out. Runners on the corners. Windeshausen's 0 for 3. Strike called on the outside corner. Windeshausen looked over at Larry Durkop and nodded, yeah, probably. And the pitch. That's outside throw over to first and back in time. As Carter Veith got a little bit far away, but he dove back in. He's not afraid to get the uniform dirty. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chop foul down the third baseline. 1 out. Hesselman on deck for the Cavs. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Windeshausen goes down. 2 away. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Tying runs on first. Runners on the corners. Logan Hesselman at the plate. And there's a pitch outside for a ball. And it's a ground ball up the middle, fielded at second, throw over to first, and they called him out. And that's going to get a discussion. And they're appealing it to the home plate umpire, Larry Durkop, as to whether he pulled his foot off the bag. They're saying, the Cavalier coaches are saying the first base player had his foot off the bag when he made the catch, but the call's going to stand. And he grounded out 4-3. And that'll do it. So the final score in this one is the Hudson River Rats 5 and the Cavaliers 3. But they made it interesting at the end. And we'll have more on this one after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour. What do you think?
You got jokes. You're funny.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
Well, we're back here at Carson Park. Cavaliers come up on the short end of this one by a score of 5-3. And they went down with a tying run on first. And I'm not going to say it was a real controversial play because everybody up here in the press box thought that the first baseman had his foot on the bag, but it was close. And so it was enough to at least raise some interest because the tying run was on base. And so Cavaliers end up going down 5-3. That moves the Cavalier record to 2 wins and 2 losses on the season. They're still 2-1 in the CRBL. The winning pitcher in tonight's game was Brody Von Berge. He went 8 innings and ended up giving up all 3 runs that the Cavaliers scored. Losing pitcher Andrew Milner, he went the first 3 innings, gave up 3 earned runs on 5 hits, but the toughest part was walking 6 batters, and that's kind of not normal for Milner, and so we're going to actually wait for a few minutes for Ryan Bemnister to come up, and we'll talk with him right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749. Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday, May 21st, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Beef River Bullfrogs from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, May 21st on NLWN-TV.
And we're back here at Carson Park, taking a look at some of the other CRBL action today. All the first games are final. They're into their second games now. But the Eau Claire Bears defeated the Jim Falls Sturgeons 4-2. It was the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks topping the Augusta Athletics 10-0. The Cadott Red Sox upset the Osseo Merchants 8-7, although anybody in Cadott would probably tell you that's not an upset. But and then it was the Whitehall Whitetails picking up a win over the Bloomer Woodticks by a score of 9-0. And the Cavaliers today in their game, although it was a non-league game, dropped a 5-3 decision to the Hudson River Rats. And I do believe we're going to have Ryan Bemnister coming up here very shortly. I'm not exactly sure how long. He was down talking to some other media, and well, I see him making the corner down so he's working his way up here right now. So we're going to take one real quick timeout, and then we'll be back with more on NLWN-TV.
We at NLWN-TV are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking baseball. Our next game will be on Monday, May 19th when the Vikings host the Boyceville Bulldogs. Our coverage begins with the Bullpen Show, where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School baseball on Monday, May 19th.
Give me another one, I guess. He's not here yet.
Being a cowboy, well, I don't know anything different. I had a very successful career. Life was fast. I was preparing physically. I wasn't doing anything mentally. And then I got hurt. I dug into mental health. I wanted to be better as a person. I start my day with a workout. I live life 8 seconds at a time. Find a place to stop and just breathe. Love your mind.
And we're back here at Carson Park being joined by Cavalier manager Ryan Bedminster, and as you walked into the press box here, I said, hey, you guys at least made it interesting.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a fun game to play, all around, just on the wrong side of it for this one. So.
But you guys got to see a lot of players and see some things happen out there, and you came up on the short end of the score, but we've talked about this 100 times, that these games aren't so much about the scores, about finding out what you've got and who you can count on and so on.
Yeah, no, and we were able to look at a bunch. I mean, we were full roster today outside of Cole. So it was kind of nice to see everybody here. Kids playing in a couple of positions they're going to get used to, when they fill in, things like that. We had a good look at a couple of new ones that came in to see what they had. Some of these kids are coming from a year of not seeing a baseball or fielding the ball, things like that. Fairly clean game on our end.
No errors.
So, I mean, that's good there. The ball was put in play a lot. I think they had like 10, 11 hits. I was very happy with what I saw out there.
And Andrew Milner had a little bit of an unusual outing for him. It was just struggling to find the strike zone. Walked 6 in his 3 innings. That's not normal.
Yeah, no. Not every pitcher's going to have what they have every single game, right? So, he pitched really well last week. Battled through some things last week, and this week he just couldn't get through it. And I mean, just like Chippewa, Hudson's a really good team. I mean, we know we're getting into, regardless if they have 10 guys or 15 guys or 18 guys, they're bringing, that's top 6, 7, 8 guys in the lineup are really good hitters. They're going to put the ball in play. You're not just going to strike out everybody and, walk through this team. So, he knew what he had. We pulled him in the third, and it was more of a mutual decision on both sides, just because he knew he couldn't have it. And when he knows he doesn't have it, he wants somebody else to take over and see if we can get through it. And
Lucas Costley did. Threw 3 really strong innings and didn't give up any runs.
No. I mean, if you look back to him, Lucas threw really well, and then, Bryson came in, and he's done what he's done, throw really well there. And personally speaking, I think we should be out of that inning with 0 runs on the board, and then it's a tie game going in that 9th inning. It's a whole different story.
Your strategy totally changes when you have runners on the corners, and that's the winning run on third.
Yeah, and that's just our personal belief in that. I mean, it's so far the breaks haven't gone our way. It's nothing. Everybody, it's goods and bads and ups and downs, no big deal. But we haven't had a lot of breaks go our direction.
They call that baseball.
So maybe they'll start coming our direction soon, and that'll be fine. It's no big deal. It's I know the guys are frustrated and mad about it, but you know what? Not one play is going to decide this game. It's going to take a whole slew of plays that decide a baseball game. So.
Well, Aiden Necker came in and put in a really nice 9th inning. That was a very efficient 9th inning.
Yeah, and that was kind of the point. I mean, it felt bad for Bryson because when Bryson was in there, he threw really well. And he was feeling really good, and he found his changeup, and he had those guys guessing over there. And we kind of already had a plan that when we get to the 9th, regardless of score, I really wanted to see what we had in Aiden Necker. And because he, again, another kid that hasn't, played. He said he threw a bullpen session a week or 2 ago. So just joined the team today from college, and it's been a while since he's been on the bump, and I think he looked pretty good, and it showed us something going forward. So,
now I'm probably butchering his name, but Diego Casedo, he showed some range out there in the outfield, and he showed a little bit of speed on the bases.
Yeah, he's going to be a nice little addition to the team thing. He's looking for a place to play, and obviously we got guys from UW Eau Claire here, and he played for that squad there for a couple of years here, and so he's excited to be with the team. It looked like he had a smile on his face. He was asking questions about reporting and this and that, and I said, "This is CRBL, man, or this is even non-conference." I said, "We're just here to have fun. Let's go." And I think he really enjoyed that. And there's no pressure here. We don't put it on the kids, and it shows.
And Ryan Hull got out there and worked hard out in left field.
Yeah, put the ball in play in his only at bat, I believe. He only had the one at bat.
Yeah.
I mean, we're figuring some things out with these new guys, and we got some guys that are everydayers that are just kind of struggling right now.
Well, you had some real rotten luck with your everydayers, and it wasn't so much bad luck; it was outstanding fielding by Hudson. Some of those plays that Sohide at second base made some diving stops that robbed you guys of extra base hits.
Yeah, and that's too bad. That's what you get with Hudson. They're a very good defensive team, good pitching, good hitting, so they're well rounded. It kind of we want to mirror image that over there, and we're right there. We just sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way, and plays don't get called your way, and pitches don't find the strike zone, and that's what happened today.
All right, so Wednesday, it's the Beef River Bullfrogs.
Yep.
What are we expecting there?
A win, I hope. It's, just to play as hard as we did today. We play like we did today. We're going to be a hard out for most teams that we're going to be that's on the schedule. I think we got a solid, positive team going forward. And even we used 4 guys on the mound today, but we still had we got 2 guys left to throw on Wednesday, and even with Gash and Acker there, they threw limited pitches, so they'll be ready for Wednesday also. So we'll see.
And you got to hand it to your players that they didn't quit. These guys battled. They had the tying run on base there in the bottom of the 9th. That was not a decided game till that semi-controversial play at first base. Yeah. And all of us up here thought, yeah, he got his foot back down in time, but
and it is what it is. That again doesn't affect. That's not the game.
Right.
There. I mean, we still would have scored another run.
The point is, your guys did not quit at all, and they were battling all the way till that final out was made.
And we got to find a way to get more clutch hits. We've only had maybe 1 clutch hit this year so far, so we got to find a way to really get those clutch hits in pressure situations like this. And the guys are, again, some guys are coming off a no season and then seeing the ball first. Some guys are coming off a really long season, and they just need to take a breath, take a breather, and be ready again. And it's okay. We don't blame anything. We're all one team, and we had them, and they just couldn't take advantage of it.
Well, all right. So we chalk this one up to history, and we gather things together and get ready for Wednesday, and we'll see you then.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, and we'll be back with more right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749.
Back here at Carson Park, Cavaliers fall to the Hudson River Rats 5-3. Dan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought that they played okay. We saw a lot of new players today, and I can see that new talent coming up is going to be a good addition to this team. Hudson is a pretty good team, and other teams are going to have to be ready to play them.
Yeah, and speaking of teams that are going to be tough outs as we go along this year, watch out for the Cadott Red Sox, who knocked off Osseo in Game 1 of their doubleheader, 9-7. Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, we already knew that they were tough, but they defeated the Augusta Athletics 10-0. Eau Claire Bears, we know that they're tough. We're going to get them in a little over a week with the Billy Noss game. And lo and behold, Whitehall shows some of the balance in this league when they defeated the Bloomer Woodticks 9-0, and so a lot of good action today in the CRBL.
Yeah, where did we see it, Whitehall? In Augusta, a few weeks ago, and it seems like they're putting a good team together.
Well, we saw Whitehall right here because that was the opener for the Cavs.
Yeah, there's something to pay attention to.
So, coming up on Wednesday, we have some more Cavalier baseball coming for you right here on NLWN-TV as the Cavaliers will be taking on the Beef River Bullfrogs. That is a CRBL game. It's right here at Carson Park. Coverage is going to start at 6:30 with the In the Dugout show, followed by live play-by-play. Make sure you join us on NLWN2 for our coverage of vintage baseball, as we bring you the Menominee Blue Caps playing baseball in the style of the 1860s. That's our first one will be on Monday, June 23rd. These will all be delayed broadcasts. We will record that one the Saturday prior to that. That's, I believe, the 21st. And we'll bring it to you on Monday, the 23rd. And our coverage of the Blue Caps will be taking on the Flat Rock Bear Clan. That's out of Michigan. and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota, and all taking place at the Menominee Baseball Festival. Our coverage is going to start at 7 o'clock on NLWN-2. That's on Monday, June 23rd. Join us on NLWN-TV tomorrow as we bring you Colfax Viking baseball. The Vikings will host the Boyceville Bulldogs in our final broadcast of Vikings baseball for the 2025 season. The bullpen show will begin right around 4:40 with play-by-play action to follow. Hey, the Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. This reminder that with the storms that came through on Thursday, there was quite a bit of hail damage in the Chippewa Valley, and if your roof needs some attention, give the folks at our roofing a call, because they'll be glad to come out and give you an estimate, work with your insurance company, and get the work done for you. Plus, they are local and they are trusted. So give them a call to 715-292-8630. That's 715-292-8630. That's our roofing, and they will take care of that storm damage for you. Today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game has been brought to you by Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Auto Vision Center, windshield repair and replacement on North Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Slayton's Technology, the official IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. And the Chippewa Valley Museum, where you can connect with the roots of the valley in Carson Park. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV. So for Dan Petschow, Ben Ryder, and Amanda Lemler, this is Rick Olson. Cavaliers fall today 5-3 to the Hudson River Rats, and you've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
In the heart of a small town where the rivers flow, there's a spirit rising up and it's starting to grow. Carson Park's the place where dreams come alive. Eau Claire Cavaliers, the reason we thrive. With the crack of the bat and the roar of the crowd, we spell baseball magic and we shout it out loud. For over 50 years of history, pride and cheer in this town, we're all family. The